Hello and welcome to the top 10 worst pieces of content on old school RuneScape. And when I say old school RuneScape, I do mean everything you can do in old school RuneScape, not just shit that's been released recently. I do mean everything you can do. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. At number 10 we have Troll Stronghold. I recently did a lot of troll quests on my alt account, and oh boy, running back and forth to this in this large grey troll area is just so boring and tedious. I mean, the Trollheim teleport is obviously quite nice, but I can't say I enjoy going to this place. At number 9 we have Say a Favor. Imagine doing this shit before the favor gain buff. God damn, doing all these tedious tasks for so extremely long is nothing short of painful. Imagine if the favor locking thing was never introduced, which they actually wanted during early stages of Seiya, I believe. I still think the Arceus library is the fucking worst. I hated it so much when I got favor way back then. I mean, it's a lot different now, but back then, let me tell you, nothing was worse than fucking Arceus favor. Even now, it's still generally the same. I mean, who the fuck came up with this type of shit, man? Not to mention that the other favors, like the Lovakenge one, is just off. They're all just really painful. I really hate Piscarilius one as well, but Arceus and Lovakenge are probably my least favorite by far, and I really don't want to do that shit on my alt, but I feel like I might have to someday, even though I don't want to. Man, I just hate Seiya so much sometimes. At number 8 we have pre-nerf Solra. I'll just say right now, the blowpipe is fucking overpowered. It was back then, and it still is. And I hate the fact that they didn't nerf it when they could have. If you don't use the Twisted Bow, a 1.1 billion fucking GP weapon, you use blowpipe. Sometimes you use both. If you want high consistent damage on anything, you use the blowpipe. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's talk about Solra. It used to be the best consistent moneymaker in the game at around 2 to 3 mil GP an hour, if you were skilled and had a good RNG. Luckily, now it's taken down to 1 to 2 mil GP or something like that. Though, looking back at it, the amount of resources that got put into the game because of this boss is just insane. It fucked with the economy so badly. Just look at what it used to drop and imagine Solar being one of, if not the best way of getting those items. But as much as I complain about Solra, it did the game more good than bad. It helped bring a lot of people into the game, because back then there were not a lot of fucking players, and Solra itself is a really good piece of content. It's arguably better than most content RuneScape 3 gets these days.
Number 7.
Does anyone enjoy running around a confusing forest? No. Do people enjoy the Elven questline? Some might, although most people probably don't enjoy going around the forest all the goddamn time full of traps and a whole bunch of stupid shit, even if they do like the quests, although the Morning Sand part 1 and 2 are just a huge pain in the ass. Even Regicide is one of the few quests in the game that actually made me rage quit, and doing the hot and cold Master Clue step in there is just a huge frustration. Reason it is so low on this list though is because it's definitely worth the frustration, so I can't really be too mad at the entirety of the Elven race for this.
Now look at this net that I just found! You piece of shit!
At number 6 we have minnows. Minnow fishing is a perfect example on how to not fix a problem. Pre-nerf Solra made getting sharks a walk in the park, which was arguably a pretty big problem, but after the nerf people said that getting sharks was too slow, which is how it should have been all along. Sadly, the team just bent over and said, fuck it, let's just reintroduce the problem with minnows. I mean, the content itself is fine, but making shark prices go way the fuck down again isn't really gonna help anyone. Shark fishing is just supposed to be slow. Fishing in general is meant to be slow.
Oh my god, I can't believe this. Wow, I can't, oh man.
At number 5, we have demi-bosses. If you're an Iron Man, these fucks might be a good place to spend some time at. However, if you want good GP per hour or something to challenge yourself with, then you've made a mistake killing demi-bosses. Though, if you can Scotizo as the demi-boss, it might be the only one worth killing. And Scorpia obviously, because that bitch is 1 mil GP an hour easily. But the Scotizo is also pretty good, even if the mechanics are a bit simple and taken from Runescape 3. But besides that, it's all good, just don't bother with the fucking deranged archaeologists and shit like that. At number 4 we have Tithe Farm. Imagine doing perfect GE firemaking laps for an entire day for some pretty pointless rewards and bad XP on top of that. That's Tithe Farm basically. To me, this barely feels like a proper piece of content at all. Have you ever seen someone say they like this shit? I haven't.
Holy shit, you actually got a dinosaur?
Her name is Magnolia. Please enjoy.
No.
Fossil Island is what you get when you put a bunch of underwhelming shit into one place and just call it a day. Underwater agility and theming is just a sad excuse for a skilling update, seeing how it's way less fun than the traditional methods, and not to mention how profitable the normal methods are. Drift net fishing might be worth considering if you wanna skip low level hunter, even though it really doesn't take that long at all, and drift net fishing isn't remotely AFK. Seaweed farming and those lobstrosities are just dead content.
Get out!
The mushroom woodcutting thing might be worth doing if you want some good XP, but if you want good XP you could just tick manipulate. I don't see why you would avoid AFKing when you could just tick manipulate ticks and get better XP. Also, I believe it's the best way to get fossils, but honestly I fucking hate grinding for fossils. Getting high favor before, oh, not favor, the kudos. Getting that kudos shit before the update was already fucking painful. I really can't see myself doing this fucking stupid kudos grind ever again. I really don't want to, but I think I might have to at some point. God damn it, Jagex. The deranged archaeologist is also dead content. Fossil Island wyverns are also dead content, obviously. You can get from the minimum level required to kill them to 72 in a week. And at that point you can kill normal skeletal wyverns, which are twice as good probably. Also there's the fact that you have to block them with 500 Slayer points, just because you did a stupid quest. I've gotten 75 Slayer on my alt account, and doing Bon Voyage on that account would have fucked with it so badly. I just can't see anyone wanting to do fucking the quest, knowing you have to spend 500 Slayer points blocking stupid wyverns that you don't even want. And taking them, killing them takes a really long time as well, so really you should just block them as soon as you can, or just skip the quest completely, which I did for the longest time. Volcanic Mine is also just a joke with the requirements of high kudos and lack of profit and lack of AFK, and the fact that you have to go there to unlock Ultra Compass spell. Yeah, thanks for introducing a dumb piece of content I don't wanna do, but have to in order to be the most efficient at the game. Not to mention the fact that Ultra Compost fucked with the herb farming and herb prices so hard it's not even funny. Now keep in mind that I'm saying this as a maxed player. But honestly, at this point I kinda wish Fossil Island hadn't been introduced at all. Looking at the problem cost versus the benefits, that is. Although Herbivore and Dragon Slayer 2 are pretty cool though. Even though the much Princess Rune and Addy Dragons are the only rewards from the quests that are actually on the Fossil Island as far as I know.
That dino vag is smoother than...
At number 2 we have Low Level Slayer. I remember back in the day people would tell you to train combat with Slayer. Terrible advice, since it meant you would have to kill shit like crawling hands and cave bugs. It's safe to say killing low-level Slayer monsters is just an awful experience. I still remember being a noob killing the dogs in Ardone and how much I hated it. Not to mention shit like killer wats and crocodiles, it's just not a fun time. Luckily these days you just get your melees up and go to Neve straight away. Kinda wish I did that before, but oh well, I'm no Nightmare Zone prod. Here are some honorable mentions. Motherload Mine for being extremely AFK and still good XP and GP. Which it shouldn't be, you can't have AFK and good XP, goddammit. Blood Rune Crafting for being, well, sort of the same. It's so goddamn AFK, which Rune Crafting shouldn't be. And it's 35k XP an hour. Ah, come on now, just really threading on those double Astral Rune Crafting skills type shit, just whatever. Fuck it man, I'm already 99, doesn't matter. Quests in general as well for being, well, quests. I don't like quests, a lot of people don't like questing. Dark Crabs is also quite a honorable mention for being quite underpowered as it is these days. Rat Pits as well, because who the fuck cares about Rat Pits? And of course, Raids 2, if any of those goddamn overpowered items pass the polls. Anyway, on to number 1. Of course, it's Nightmare Zone. Ah yes, Nightmare Zone. Introduced fucking forever ago, back when I was still a noob, around 2015 or some shit like that. This fucking minigame, upon release, was a good 6 hours of AFK, and it didn't get fixed until September of the same year, I think. And if you didn't know, or can't tell, that's more than enough time for a Nightmare Zone prod to be created. The effects of this poorly slapped together minigame was felt for years. Even to this day, Nightmare Zone is pretty much the most overpowered way of training combat, offering a good 15 minutes of AFK with great XP, and the fact that it offers herbs as a reward is not exactly helping the economy, but whatever, what can you do? Well, I guess you can hope that it gets removed and imbues get put into a different minigame, like a Stealing Creations type thing. I think it's safe to say that Nightmare Zone is arguably the worst piece of content on this game by far. So that was the top 10 worst pieces of content on old school RuneScape. I do hope you guys enjoyed, and well, I guess I'll go back to fucking skilling or whatever stupid shit I'm doing in this game right now. Probably nothing to do with these type of things that I mentioned. Anyway, goodbye.
Oh, hooba hooba hubba hubba hooba hooba hubba hubba hooba hooba hubba hubba.